Okay, it looks like we're live. Hello, and welcome to the stream. We are back. We're going to do some more 2K coursework today. Kick off some music and hop into it. Double check the audio levels are good. I think that's good. Alright. I'm hoping we can get... We have... about 4 holes left to surface. And I kind of have ideas for 2 of them or so. Hopefully we can get the rest of these penciled in this episode. And then it's just fine tuning and polish, tweaking, that sort of stuff from here on in. Alright. Sculpting is a bit of a mess here, so we can kind of smooth that out a little bit. We want to be careful not to move that green site too much. We also need to kind of make this area work as well. So you can bump the land up here a little. Oops, and that's going to affect that green. Yeah. Although that's probably going to do the same too. Whatever. We'll... Alright, there we go. Let's get some surfaces penciled in. Alright, so I figure we can easily start the fairway about the 200 mark. Easy enough. And then what direction are we teeing off? You can kind of cut that corner a little bit and then just never deal with that cliff. I'm assuming this shot's going to be shorter than I intended it. Yeah, this is a pretty easy to... I guess... No, I don't know why I was thinking this was a long par 5. This is just kind of a short one. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with the aggressive line being an option. So let's see, I would put maybe like a bunker in here, a bunker here. Both of those are very easily carryable, but I mean they're kind of there for show, I suppose. I put another little one in here that actually comes into play. And I could probably pinch the fairway, I suppose? I think we want some runoff. I don't know how much. Dylan, what's up? How are you? I haven't seen you in a stream in ages. Yeah, I mean, something like this is okay for a start. Still not 100% sold on the green site, but I mean, I like where the green's at. I might have to play with the slopes to make those make more sense. But it's kind of a start. I like the way this one winds. In order to avoid the bunkers, you have to kind of play close to the cliff. Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I saw you published another course. That's, you know, that's 2 in a couple days. That's a lot. So I guess the consequence of this would be all of the par 5s on this course are reachable in 2 pretty easily, which I suppose is okay. It's not supposed to be overly difficult, so Australian, I think. I mean, surprised might be the wrong word, because, you know, I knew he was good. But just in terms of who I think really stepped up and absolutely delivered, that's up there. Or Pat, that was a very good course. I guess he might fall under most surprising. Let's see. Yeah, he stepped up too. But I don't know if I would... At least not personally. I didn't find his kicking butt in the contest that surprising, because I figured he was somebody poised to take a big step. So you said, Dylan, you said you're busy on the design front. Are you hopping right back in it and throwing something else together, or are you taking a break after a quick 1-2 punch of publishes? Oh, yeah, Empire, nice. Oh, an Arborist, that's still floating around. Good to hear. That's right, I did this in 2 splines. It was dumb. We'll see if it works out. I think it does. Pop that in there. And that one. Hey TJ, how's it going? Yeah, honestly, that feels like a bad contest idea. If I'm being honest, it's to me. I just feel like it guarantees that or you're gonna have tons of people who hop in and are just not prepared for the amount of work. Because it's just an obscene amount of work designing 2 courses for one contest. And so it's just you're naturally just compromising the quality of all of the individual courses in that contest. Hey, being temporarily bored is that's kind of a luxury. I'd love to be bored. Let's see. But I'm looking forward to Empire finally getting to see the light of day. That'll be awesome. I too need to tie up some loose ends before I dive into World Cup. This being one of them. Hello, Orion. How are you? Do you know where that link is to the application for the 2K design job? Not off the top of my head, but I can get it for you, I think. Nice. That being said, I have heard from an anonymous person who has interviewed for that job so far, and from what I understand, currently I believe it is not a remote job. I believe it is on site with HB in Nova Scotia. So just a heads up, unless things have changed, which is quite possible. That I believe is part of the job description for that. That is fair, Zach. I mean, by all means, like it's a fun challenge, but usually most people do that sort of thing as a collab. I think purely because just designing the same course twice is a lot. I think, yes, you'd have the courses do or have, hopefully a little bit of different personality, but Ryan, you were being not very helpful. That being said, I believe it was Sattler Heads. Why am I blanking on who did that? Yeah, but there are folks who have done multiple plots or multiple courses on the same plot by themselves. It's absolutely doable, but requiring that is, like, I feel like you're just, for every one or two of those that are going to be great, I think you're going to sabotage, 10 of your entrants in terms of, they're just not going to have the time or skill to do both of those courses in a reasonable time and do them well. So again, like, by all means, like, it's not like he can't hold that contest, and, I wish him and the contestants the best of luck. I just personally feel like, I don't agree that the premise is a good one. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, TJ. It is cool when pulled off well, but if it's not pulled off particularly well, it's just kind of, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, and the time limit especially just makes that really rough. It's just... there's just so many pitfalls with that. It just, again, who knows, maybe something great will come out of it. I feel there's way too many potential problems for me to, get excited about that idea. And it's not something I would want to do as far as a contest goes, because it's, hey, do you want to do double the work for no particular reason? Yes, Andor, a really fantastic designer who, who is willing to sink the extra time into it and is efficient enough that they can kind of steal back some of that time through efficiency. Hey, Trail Ducker, how's it going? So yeah, it's an interesting idea, but at the end of the day, I think you're right. It's just it just feels kind of like a gimmick. I mean, it is something we haven't done in a contest before, so it should be different, but again, I also feel like we haven't done that in a contest for a reason. And if it's running concurrently with World Cup, then you've really just, like, any of your big name, established, like, kind of talented designers are just going to pass it up because they're not going to want to do it at the same time as World Cup. Which means that you're going to have kind of up-and-comers or inexperienced designers doing it. And I just feel like, yeah, it makes the pitfall that much more likely. And I don't expect to honestly see a ton of great courses come out of it. I don't know. I have kind of similar feelings that I did for the Total Recall one of it's an interesting idea, but it's kind of a gimmick, and I don't like the courses that came out of that were fine, but I mean, like, there's a couple good ones and then a lot of forgettable ones, I feel. I mean, yeah, because Flash is amazing in all of the wrong ways, but yes. But I mean, I think, we can get meme courses anywhere. We don't need contests specifically to create meme courses. Alright, we'll sprinkle that in there. And I think I can get one more down there. About where we would actually land driver. I mean, you're not wrong, Trail Ducker. I don't know. Yes, there are good and bad courses everywhere, but it's also just, I've seen some, like, far more idiocy out of the Facebook design groups than I have elsewhere. I don't know, but I guess it's, like... how to word this? Like, sure, it's not that, like, talented designers can't come out of the Facebook groups. It's just that they're just inherently, like, I don't know. I just feel Facebook is just a dumpster fire of a platform, and just it inherently lends itself to, like, just being kind of an echo chamber of a platform just filled with morons. Again, not saying that anyone who uses Facebook or Facebook designer stuff is that way. It's just, it feels like it inherently lends itself to that a lot more than, I don't know, other communities do. But I think part of it, like, I don't know. Do I remember that Camp Hill course? I actually don't. Like, admittedly, I've kind of hit that point where I have played so many contest courses in the last couple months that they all just, like, so many of them just blend together, and I have little to no recollection of a lot of them individually. And that's not to say that, like, that's not an indictment of the quality of any of them. It's just, I don't know, especially this late in the game, it's really hard to do stuff that I haven't seen before, and it's just, like, solid middle of the pack, or like anywhere from kind of like the bad to mediocre to the good but unspectacular. Just like, they're all gonna kind of smoosh together a little bit, and it's the, you're gonna hit ideas that you've seen before, that sort of stuff. It's it's gonna be hard to find anything really new, and they're just not gonna stand out very much. Hey, I mean, no worries. Like, I wish you guys the best with the contest. Like, I am certainly pulling for all of you guys. That doesn't mean I don't feel like there's some inherent limitations to the contest that I will be fully honest about. But that doesn't mean that, again, everyone is entitled to, if you want to kick off a contest, by all means. Like, it's, the TGC Tour's design community should not have a monopoly on the idea of design contests and collaborative design, or, like, that camaraderie or anything like that. By all means. Matt rants are so calming. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't consider this a Matt rant. This is, like, honesty hour doesn't necessarily, imply a rant, or, implies the wrong word. I don't think I'm ranting about anything. I'm just discussing some thoughts on, well, design contests and Facebook as a design group. Yes, Q, I know the bunker still has, or the ravine still has bunkers in it. I will fix that at some point. I don't know, these two bunkers on the left are absolutely going. I kinda like these three, though. Yeah, I know the ravine's supposed to be the hazard and whatnot, and that putting bunkers in it makes it a little easier, but also, like, since this is a 2K course, and kind of the target difficulty is a little lower, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. Everyone says deleting all of them will look good, but it just looks unbalanced to me, is the thing. Here, I'll do a quick save, and then delete them all. Again, these two can 100% go. I think those are excessive and don't need to be there. Yeah, I think that's probably what we'll end up with. I was gonna say, to be fair, the course that this is kind of inspired by is a little Fazio, and it's yeah, I mean, that looks okay. It still looks off balance to me. Like just visually. I don't know. I think we're gonna leave these three for now. Like, I can always revisit it later. This hole's not finished. We can, you know, we can play with it later. We're getting the major ideas in there. And right now, I kind of like the bunkers. All right. 15. Again, I think we're gonna need a fair amount of work on this one, but as a concept, I think it's okay. I am just gonna go ahead and not make any public statements on neighborhood golf. I don't really have anything positive to say about it, so I'm not gonna say anything. I don't think it, you know, as somebody affiliated with that program, I think I should probably just not say anything about it, because I don't have anything positive to say. Man, I'm trying, Zach. I really am. Like, you know, kind of playing PR. Not even that I even really have to do that, but just being, you know, affiliated in any way with 2K is, you know, it's a great opportunity, but it is a weird situation to find myself in, I think. And just finding myself in a position where, you know, like normally as just a fan, you know, I can be as critical as I want, but, you know, as somebody who is on some level a representative, I don't know. It just, yeah, I'm not used to having to kind of hold my tongue and not just loudly blurt my opinion everywhere. I guess is kind of what I'm getting at. It's just a weird experience for me. As all of you know, I tend to just be very blunt and honest, and just doing anything, you know, else, you know, anything other than just blunt honesty just feels weird to me. Not that I can't be honest or anything. I just, yeah, I think it's the blunt part that is the potential problem that I just don't feel like creating for myself. Yeah, I mean, matchmaking, I've done some of it recently just because I wanted to poke in and see how my own course played in it. But I don't know what to do with this green, but we'll figure it out. Something like that. There's definitely like not a lot of people playing it, but I managed to find matches with relative ease. There might only be a handful of people on at any given time, but I found matches. Oh, also I did learn something. I think I said in one of the earlier episodes of this, or at least on some stream somewhere, that that the user-generated courses were broken in Divot Derby, and I wasn't sure if they were included in that match or game mode anymore because they never generated any ghosts to fill in the field. And I actually did play it recently and got a user-generated course, and it has ghosts, so I was completely wrong about that. Figure I ought to correct myself there. Alright. That being said, I'm assuming if you're doing... I just did the normal 9-hole match, like, normal match play thing. So if you pick any of the more niche game modes, I don't know if you know, your experiences may vary, or if you're playing it at off times. I'm sure, you know, because I played in the evening for Eastern Standard Time, which I figure is probably a pretty high traffic time. So odds are it's you know, I'm gonna be more likely to find some matches that way. Just don't really know what I want to put here as far as a par 3 goes. That's a little on the big side for a green, but reasonable, so I think we're good there. Currently not really a spectacular green. This one's probably kind of similar. It's 178 to 6, where it's just an island. Yeah, that's 177 and a similar green site on a cliff. So I gotta find a way to make 16 a little different from 6. I guess it's not as urgent or important that it be hugely distinct for like a 2K project, because most of the, you know, inherently it's a 9-hole or less type setup, so you know, a lot of the rounds for it, you're not going to be playing both 9s. I can kind of just build 2 separate 9-hole courses. But we'll see. I mean, this one's passable. I guess one of the downsides to me sitting down to do a design session and kind of announcing that, hey, I want to get the last 4-hole surface tonight, is that if I don't want to get stuck, you know, I kind of need a strong idea, or I just need to toss something down. I'm just looking at this one going, I don't really know. Like, this is a kind of a dramatic site for a par 3, and nothing jumps out at me for this. Not yet, anyway. Oops, that's not what we wanted. Something like that. surface, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's kind of a fun idea. I've played a number of those in real life. Or at the very least, you know, where the 1/9's made significantly later than the other one. And if you weren't necessarily like designed by different people, that sort of stuff. It's a kind of a fun design challenge idea thing. Alright, let's go pencil in a bunker. This is one that I can see myself fiddling around with and trying to improve a bit off stream. Or on stream, I'm not sure yet. Admittedly, I don't have this project really planned out in terms of streaming content and that sort of stuff. So we're just kind of making this up as we go. And the tentative goal is to have as much of this done on stream as possible, but I also don't want to bog down too many streams with little minutia that, you know, I might spend a couple hours, or I might, couple hours, I guess. If I get stuck spending a couple hours on, you know, like, a detail somewhere and just making that feel right to me, or stuff like that. Like, you know, maybe like bulk planting, or like going in and setting up all of the tee boxes for all 18 holes. That's not stuff I need to do on stream. Like, I have taken the liberty of doing some of that already on the front nine. In between streams, like if I have 15-20 minutes, like I might sit down and do the detail work for a hole. You know, we have all the tee boxes kind of laid in for most of the front nine. We have some base planting done. Even if it's not finished, we have a kind of general idea of how it's going to be planted. Alright, let's see. Oh, I just realized I won't be done with all of the holes tonight, because I already have the idea penciled in, so at least there's something there, but we're gonna need to renovate a lot on number 8, because I still need to do that waterfall and all of the land movement around that, so there is something that will need to be done there. And I did say I would probably dedicate an entire stream just to that guy. Since that tends to be a little more time-consuming of an idea. Yep, yes I did. Is it a little gimmicky? Sure, but you know, this is the project to throw in, like, you know, some slightly gimmicky features. It's not a contest course. It's, you know, HB kind of likes their you know, their visual gimmicks, so I can sprinkle some of those in. Plus, it's you know, it's a more general audience for the course, and again, just like HB, I think the general audience, you know, enjoys gimmicks more than, you know, kind of the design nerd community that I would be appealing to with kind of a standard contest course. Also, I just, like, it's in a spot where it looks great, or, you know, you can see it from a lot of the course. Just as a background for 17, it looks awesome. Now, you know, I will try to make it as subdued and tasteful as I can, so it feels a little more natural. You know, we're looking for like a little accent waterfall. We're not looking for, you know, Niagara Falls or anything. Exactly. Yeah, where's Maddie when you need him to recommend Niagara Falls, Canada? His all-time favorite course. Also, I've been trying something slightly different with the music and just assembling a royalty-free playlist on Spotify instead of the normal Soundstripe one. You know, let me know if you, like, at the very least, I think it's just a nice change of pace, but I also don't have enough of it yet for it to really be less repetitive than the Soundstripe stuff, so... Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you have any strong opinions one way or the other. If it's something I should do more of, or if it's, you know, I should just go back. Matt, you dare me to what? Oh, I guess you're probably still typing. So then I'm just being snarky for no reason. Not intentionally snarky, but that just came out way meaner than it sounded in my head. You dare me to say I love Fazio. Well, that counts, right? To be fair, I don't, like... I mean, I know I have a very Fazio-esque design style in a lot of ways. So, you know, and, like, he's definitely done some stuff that is just not good, but also it's just, you know, it is a little trendy just to, you know, to blindly dump on Fazio. And it's like, yeah, some of that's warranted, some of it isn't. So I wouldn't say I love Fazio, but I can at least appreciate some of the stuff he's done. Others are just bad. But also, it's just kind of nobody's gonna bat 1,000 in golf architecture. And you're also kind of beset to what your customer wants. And, you know, if Fazio's customer wants gaudy, terrible, fake waterfalls everywhere, then, you know, you can just make some gaudy waterfalls. I mean, you know, for somebody who lives in Maryland, we have kind of a big cluster of Arthur Hills courses, and he's kind of similar. Just in, you know, I think he's kind of like the poor man's Tom Fazio, where you know he just does a ton of projects that you know are that shouldn't exist and are just terrible, and then just randomly does stuff that's actually pretty decent. I would say that both the best and the worst courses I have played in the area are all Arthur Hills courses. And of course, this is, you know, all like public golf, so admittedly, he doesn't have any really strong competition. Like, if we're going by like dope scale stuff, like, you know, Arthur Hills has not designed anything that rates over a 4 or 5 for me, that I have played. But on the flip side, like, a 5 is pretty good, and for public courses in Maryland, like, a 5 puts you at the top. Even if I can kind of recognize, like, you know, on the one I would rank a 5, you know, there's like, the greens aren't the greatest, they could really be elevated and really, you know, make the course so much better, and there's 1 or 2 holes where just, like, there's shots on it that are dumb, but, you know, like, as a whole, it's, you know, it's better than most other stuff in the area. Alright, I mean, it's not an amazing par 3, but it's passable for a early draft. Admit it, like, it's in an awkward spot. I mean, it could be very, you know, I think this could be kind of a dramatic statement hole if done right, but I guess it does get decent lighting. I don't know why it just doesn't look great to my eye. But whatever, we have time to fiddle with it. You know what? I could drop the green down a little. I don't mind it being uphill. It doesn't need to be like severely uphill either. And I'd love to... Yeah, I think bunkering's part of it, of making this one really work visually. And then, you know, there's no planting or anything, which is not really helping either. But yeah, I mean, we'll get this. I think we can get this looking good. It might take a little effort, but we don't mind putting in a little effort. If pin is not in a good spot, but oh well. Now, how's it going? Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, this hole needs a little bit of sculpting and whatnot, but it's getting there. It's passable right now. All right, which means that 17, which I think is just gonna be, yeah, visually a stunner. I think it's an easy spot to make look good. Now I've stretched it to a 5, I am gonna need to say, tweak the landing zones for this a little bit, since as I laid it out and it was, let's see, although, now these bunkers aren't in play, which is kind of disappointing. I mean, I can move those up, though. Well, this is kind of our layup area. Yeah, it's not a long shot, but it's kind of a tricky. Alright, and then this is kind of our last safe spot, and that's, kind of a wedge out. And the safe route on this is probably like a 3-wood or. Yeah, it's like 3-wood wedge type thing. But that's okay. I don't think a lot of people really ever have to take the safe routes on gettable 5s in this game anyway. We're just gonna move these guys. I will resurface these, but just kind of as temporary placements. Let's see. And then we'll rework our fairway to fit the new hole concept, now that this is no longer a 4. Oops, I can move that over a little bit. Alright. Yeah, I think that's okay. I just need to... I think I've got enough spline points for this. Yeah, that's good enough. I mean, maybe I need to add a couple spline points in there. I think we can. I think we're getting away with that, though. We know, Dylan. We've noticed. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to redo all this sculpting at some point as well. We can get it kinda smoothed out a little. It doesn't have to be finalized right now. I can do either off stream or in a different stream. We can, you know, go through and polish these up. All right. Nah, you kind of are the raw specialist, Dylan. That's your thing. You know more about you know more about Donald Ross than just about anyone else in the community, and you've kind of nailed that style. So I think it's a safe assumption to make. Oh, that's a bad shot. There aren't any Donald Ross courses that are very local to me, but I have managed to play 2 of them this year, which was nice. They were both wonderful experiences. Well, I should say, I did not have a good day when I played Jeffersonville, but the course itself was spectacular. But me having a rough time was completely separate from the golf course. I mean, you say that, Q, but I'm not exactly in a position where I've gotten to experience a ton of classic architecture. Like, yeah, there's a handful of Golden Age stuff in Maryland, but yeah, it's all super private that I'll never get to play. So, you know, most of it needs a trip for me. Which I suppose is fine, because, like, in terms of day-to-day golf, it's, you know, playing stuff like that is a treat. I don't need to do it regularly, and I'm perfectly happy just playing, you know, kind of average munis and just, you know, hitting the ball around a field for a while. Getting some exercise. I do not know how to work this this spline. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple Alt Clark and Associate courses out by me that are, I believe they're all munis, and those are all pretty solid. I really enjoy those. Alright, let's see. Alright, I think that should work. You know, fix the splines a little bit. I mean, there's patches of solid stuff. I have no complaints about you know, like the level of golf I get to play, because I mean I'm fortunate enough that in the grand scheme of the why are words hard? The grand scheme of things, you know, I get to play some very affordable golf, and it's, you know, it's good enough for my purposes. Like, I can play you know, solidly maintained course and walk for, you know, $30 pretty regularly. And in the winter, when rates drop, I can, you know, I can start getting into the 20, even like that mythical dollar a hole levels of golf. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm with you. It's private golf is very overrated. Both in terms of just the exclusionary nonsense, and also just the, like, inherently I don't think, like, while all the, you know, a lot of the world's best courses are all private, you know, there's so much garbage private clubs as well. I am doing raise, not flat. I want flatten. Unfortunately, I never got to play high school golf because I was a horribly uncoordinated and unathletic kid, and then our golf team was like stupidly good. It's like a 5-man team, and you basically had to be scratched to make the team. So it's like I still can't play on my own high school golf team. Alright, I think that'll work for now. Yeah, this bunker isn't great, but whatever. We'll tweak it later. That's very much in need of some help, but oh well. Alright, let's see. It's not great either. The good news is I can kind of blend it into this hill a little more, raise it up that way, and get that back lip up. That didn't work. Hey, I mean, not to brag, but I get to live 15 minutes away from a course of Yuck Club fame. So I have that going for me. Let's see. Put that in there. Look at that, flattens just a little bit. And that'll work. It is nice that this one was sort of done already in terms of like the hole already kind of laid in here really nice. Just saying, like there's top 100 golf courses everywhere. There's only 18 Yacht Club golf courses currently. So it is technically a more prestigious club. Reeb, hello, welcome to the stream. We are glad to have you anyway. I am just getting hopefully the last of the holes penciled in for the next 2K course. That being said, I'm sure everyone gets to play some bad golf wherever they're at. There's no shortage of that. So even if it's not famously bad golf, you can get to play normally bad golf. Oh, that reminds me. I did play the latest Teruero file the other night. It plays great. Yeah, it looks very different. It's just it's taken me a little bit to get used to the fact that I don't know. It just has a very different vibe. I don't think it's bad. It's just different. But yeah, but it plays great. I like it. I mean, that is entirely fair. You do you. You do you, boo. Yeah, and it's like if a design project can't get you excited, then it doesn't need to exist. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. It was good having you. Yeah, that's good for now. All right, thank you. But hey, if you're, I'm sure I have some stuff that, like, I know you don't have time for full projects, but if you wanted to dabble in some random side projects, I'm sure I have some, hanging around that you could dabble with. Whoops, that doesn't work. There we go. Sounds good. Oh, it's fine. There's nothing urgent, I just meant in general. Because realistically, I figure I'm not going to have a ton of time for side projects the next couple of months anyway. So I'm foolishly signing up for Dream Team, and I mean, I've got this one I need to finish in about the next month, and then a World Cup course. Or yeah, I think I've got one more 2K course, and then the World Cup one. But after that, like, I think I'm not entering another contest for the foreseeable future. I'm not sure what, if I'd have any 2K contracts after that. I am really screwing up the sculpting for that bunker, but oh well. Yep, no worries, man, but thank you for tuning in. It was great having you. Alright, this one needs a little tidying up, but I like just the concept is good. We're in a good place with this one. And then we get to pencil in the last. Which should I'm thinking just kinda straight uphill, long par 4 finisher. It's nothing terribly complicated about this one, but It doesn't really have to be either. Getting the sculpting here to look right, I'm sure, is going to take a lot of effort, but I think we can get there. The slope for this one is dramatic, but not unreasonable. It's not like cartoonish or terrible. So I think we can make that one work relatively easily. And we can go ahead and move that waypoint over to the middle. Perfect. All right, 70, 66. That's not bad. Got a touch on the short side, but nothing terrible. All right, let's see here. Obviously, we can move all these guys. I can also move that green up slightly if I need. Maybe I do. Just a little to give it a, it's, 490 uphill is plenty. I don't need to go overboard on it. All right, let's see. We can keep the outer edge of that. I figure we can bring some bunkers in on the right, or left, I mean. Am I swapping those? There we go. All right. Oh, so how wide are these fairways? 38 there, 30 there. That's fine by me. I'm almost feeling like I could kind of go with a slight, like, double plateau green type thing. Jives, what's up? How are you? Something like that works just fine for me. Although I should lower this land a little bit and raise this land a little bit. So that you can see all of it. Yeah, this green is not particularly inspired right now. Admittedly, I kind of sat down to design right now because I had time, not necessarily because I was particularly inspired. So that is one of the downsides to doing this series, is that I'm already designing on a deadline, and then, ensuring that I do as much of this on stream as possible means that I'm only designing in windows that I can stream, which limits a lot of short design sessions, and I'm only ever working on this course when I have, an hour and a half to 2 hours to play with it. So Again, just not feeling the design mojo at the moment. But at the end of the day, I'm mostly kind of getting in some of the like the technical work anyway. Like, I already had general ideas of how these holes were going to be laid out, so I'm not making any really wild creative decisions here. And I can edit them later. Like 17, I know we're not gonna have any major changes to 17. I might change the green side on 18, but I don't think we're gonna have any real serious changes to this either. Yeah, it's like 15 is okay. That might need a little work. 16 is okay. That might need a little work too. So, again, maybe we end up going for a slightly short episode tonight. Where we just kind of pencil in the basic ideas. Sometimes it's easier to edit than it is to, you know, come up with a fantastic idea from scratch, so I don't mind throwing some kind of blandish ideas in and then polishing them later. Or, you know, editing them later. You don't always need to design that way, but sometimes it helps. It's, especially with like designer's block, just, if you can't think of anything to make anything. Because I know, I mean, not everyone's gonna fall into that trap, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that just gets stuck because they're not in love with, you know, all 18 holes that they've come up with. And just sometimes just letting, you know, designing something passable and then, you know, is better than not designing anything at all because you don't feel like it's good enough. Alright, there we go. I could do all the bunkers for this, but ultimately, I don't know. I'm not really coming up with good ones tonight. I'm probably just going to be editing most of them anyways. And while I like to do that sort of stuff on stream, I figure it's also not... You know, I've done so many of these bunkers on stream that you guys know how I make them. It's not like I'm hiding any of the design process. That might just be at the end of, you know, my limited creativity for tonight. But now that it's the holidays, yeah, work's gonna be a little slower. I have a little bit of time to burn. So I'll be taking a couple days, either, you know, half days or just fully off from work, so... I don't know, maybe, I think I can get a little flurry of design streams in over the next couple weeks. And we can, fingers crossed, get a lot done on this. Get it pretty darn close to finished. Yeah, I might layer the bunkers behind this one. Yeah, well, I don't need to do the green side ones now, because I feel like I'm going to change that green side anyway. So there's not really any point in penciling in the finer details of a green side that I'm going to delete and redo anyway. But, you know, I think just standard kind of layered bunkers on the inside of this fairway are perfectly fine. for now. I don't think I need to go in and edit these too significantly. Hey Norwal, how's it going? Alright, I think we're good there. Yep, alright. There we go. Pencil this in, and we might just call it a stream here. But I can do. We did a short stream, so we can do a little after stream. I have what do you want to call it? I have some reviewing to do. The queue looks like it's filling up, so. That seems like the perfect thing to do after this. I don't have to be creative for that. Yeah. We can tweak that, but that's good for now. We'll do a quick save. We can do a play test of the last couple holes, and then we can call it a stream. Have I done work on 12? We'll start with 12. I can't remember if I've done work here, but just get a flow for the closing stretch. So. Oh, almost an ace. I guess. I mean, there seems to be a flurry over the last couple days, yes. I think we've had like 10? Something like that. Oh, get close. There we go. I know it's not popular. I still kind of dig those 3 bunkers. It fits the course. Nah. Because it's too good for that. It has to be truly horrendous for that. There's plenty of those already. You don't need to invent reasons to reject good courses. There we go. Yeah, we're kind of in that territory of there's nothing really... Oh, what did I do to the sculpting on this? I must have tweaked... Oh, I raised... God, what did I do to the sculpting here? I don't recall moving that, but whatever. Obviously I did something to screw up the sculpting on this hole, which is unfortunate. I don't know what, but it's kind of ridiculous right now. What did I do to the... whatever. We can do that later. This is always kind of a quick pencil in anyway, so... That's disappointing. I didn't think I did anything, but... Like... We had it in a decent spot, and now I gotta redo some of that. Yeah, this one's gonna be a fun one. Again, still needs work, but like just the site is pretty spectacular. We can make a fun course or a hole here. Both the 15 and this one are like simple, like hybrids in and two type thing. Might need to change the length of one of those. I assume it's going to be 15. And then this will just be kind of a, you know, standard long par 4 closer. Doesn't need to be too crazy. We want to make it, you know, we want to make it interesting, but I don't need to get overly fancy with it either. Also, yes, that floating fountain is not going to be there. That was just me moving something as a placeholder, but, you know, for like, oh, this is something I want around the clubhouse, and I just wanted to move it there so I remembered how I made it. So we'll be rebuilding that fountain around the clubhouse somewhere. It will not be there floating, but you know, we'll get rid of the stuff off the side of that hole at some point. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to stop it for today. We didn't do anything extraordinary today, but we got work done. This is kind of a grindy session where we officially penciled in another 4 holes, and I can either tweak those in a future episode or off stream. So yeah, for those of you following along on the eventual YouTube video for this or a VOD, thank you for tuning in. For those of you in chat, we're gonna roll right into some after stream activities. So hang around and we'll kick the stream right back up again. But for the rest of you guys, thank you, and we will see